Hello everybody, got a new camera angle today. Today I'm setting up this Laguna electric guitar. We're going to make this much more playable and install a set of DR Veritas strings 9 to 42. Let's do it. One thing I noticed when I measured these strings, and it's one thing you have to keep into consideration when you do setups, is, well, are you changing the string gauge during the process? And in this case, we are. The original string gauge, I think, is a 10 with the heavy bottom. Even though somebody replaced the E string with the 9, because that's 8.5, 12, 16, 29, 41, and then a 51 E string. That's huge, considering the E string on this is a 42. That's the same size as the, just about as the A. So this is a heavy set of strings, and because of this, or at least so I suspect is the reason it's in here for a setup, is we have really high action for an electric guitar. And I can't read this. And it's about 1.5/16. Sorry, let me give you a better measurement. Math. 6/32. 6/64. That's it. So that's pretty high. I like to keep them at like 1/16 if I can. Maybe lower if the fretboard allows it. But a lot of times if I try to go lower than a 16th, it depends on the quality of fret job. Sometimes I can go lower and it not buzz, but it just depends on how flat the frets are. Okay, without further ado, normally I would start adjusting things if these were the same gauge strings as what I was replacing it with, just to get a general idea of everything. But in this case, the adjustments I make may be null when I switch string gauges, considering these giant strings are coming off. That may actually allow the neck to relax a little bit and lower the action some. So without further hesitation, it's time to whip these strings off, and we'll look at the guitar after it's restrung and tuned up. I'm also going to clean this up. I like how they have the access back here. I don't have to rip that open. On these, I'm going to loosen these up and actually cut these strings in half to remove them. Yeah, I don't know. These are like 11s or 10 with the heavy bottom set, and then they broke the E string and somebody threw a 9 on it. But I think the customer said, you know, he wants to get back into guitar. He found this at a pawn shop. Found it hard to play, obviously. Look at how it was set up. And then I was recommended by a mutual friend, or a mutual acquaintance, whatever. I'm going to tighten up the machine heads. Over time, the lacquer shrinks and these become loose. Again, you don't have to reef those down. I'm just going to lob all these in half. It makes it easier to pull through the bridge. Presto changeo. like these Veritas strings. They're pretty good. We sell them on the website. And then they come with a spare set of a E, A, or E, B, and G string. Wind these up, throw them in the box. Ooh. Try not to poke myself. Never mind, these don't want to wind. They just go in the box. This goes on the other guitar. All right, time to clean. This one isn't. This one may actually show quite a difference cleaning it. Change the camera angle from the past videos. I really like it like this. So if I'm streaming during the day, like I'm not doxing any customers and, you know, filming them unintentionally. It'd be kind of hard where this is at for people. They have to really be trying to get into the frame. Steel wool takes the grime and the oxidation off. Kind of hoping this one doesn't take a whole lot. The past couple ones I've worked on had a bunch of surprises. Like that red guitar, part 2 coming soon. I don't even think it's necessary to use the guards on a bare fretboard that's not lacquered. I do it out of good practice or unnecessary practice, however you look at it. Force of habit, maybe. Time to clean. This one's a little bit grosser than the other ones I've been working on. Get some blackness on the towel. Hey man, don't clean off all my tone. That's where all my like tasty licks comes from, is the fretboard grime. You know how long it took me to get that grime on there? Oh man. Took hours of just leaving the guitar in the back of my closet. Not hours, years. Hurt her. Clean the fingerprints off the body, or like the dust that always falls under the strings. All the pick particles and skin cells. Find my mechanical pencil. Clean out the fret slots. Maybe time for a new set of mechanical pencils. They weren't fine earlier. Oh, really? Come on. That doesn't want to obey. Plan B. really good point on that. That's going to break. That's working so far. Knock on wood. There. Let's see. Dunlop lemon oil. You can find it on the website. I kind of dab it on there. I find out if I like rub it, by the time I get halfway through the bottle, all like the soft applicator part, it gets all worn away. So I try not to rub it on. I try to dab it on so that applicator doesn't last throughout the duration of the bottle. Smells like lemons. Well, I don't think it actually has lemons in it. I think it's just lemon scented. Mmm, tasty. All right, let's throw some strings in it, see how she behaves. So with the Veritas strings, this is how they come packaged. That gives you a description of it. Maybe I'll read that on another stream. 3rd and 6th strings. Oh, but there's 3 in here because the G strings are doubled. I like to put on the gold one. I forget why they have this. I guess I will read this. Dear awesome guitar player, we hope you enjoy the bonus Xenon plain strings. You will find them included, the ones that look golden, since we thought you would have fun experimenting with the added power of these Xenon blade strings meant to stand up to your powerful Veritas wound strings. Let us know what you think by posting with the hashtag Veritas strings, or write us at drstaff@drstrings.com. Happy playing. So I guess these are the Xenon wound strings. I like using them. I think they sound great. So when I string these kind of bridges, just like a Stratocaster bridge on this thing, I like to slip all the strings first here, and then I wind them all around the headstock second. That one in. Xenon string. I got a set of these on like a Squire Strat that's been all hogged out because it was modified to change the pick guard rapidly, because it was the idea of it was to test pickups. If you make pickups, you can swap the guards and like compare pickups quite easily. However, I just although I do use it to test the pickups I make, I primarily just built it as a guitar to play. And I put a set of these on there, and I love it. They're good strings. I actually set up the whammy bar on that one, and it worked really well. I really like the way the whammy bar felt on that blue Squire. Maybe I should put these Xenon ones back in the packages. Okay, yeah, this is definitely the B. This is B. So we'll put that back in here so that they're labeled. In case the customer breaks one. So the idea of these streams is to eventually build a chat base or a chat room where people can essentially just ask me questions, and it's more so less of, or it would be more of me answering questions about guitars or the business or just music in general while I work on things. So until I get people actually interacting, I'm left talking to myself pretty much. Xenon. Is that what that says, or did I read that incorrectly? Xenon, yeah. Sounds like a set of strings Intel would make. Intel Xeon guitar strings with multitasking. All right, cool. Time to zip them around the tuners. I don't tie any special knots here. I used to wrap them a slightly different way, where I would do one over the top and then wind the subsequent winds down the machine head, but I quit doing it because it doesn't really matter. As long as you start it correctly, give it enough or the proper amount of proper distance to wind around the thing, and then wind it tight, these will stay in place. They're designed to. A string. Laguna. I don't remember playing or coming across too many of these. I've seen Luna guitars. Maybe not Laguna. Or maybe I have and just are remembering it as a Luna. Rubbing the edges of the frets and thinking, oh, they feel good. I wasn't going to say anything, but I didn't kind of want to, because I thought that about the red guitar and then kind of jinxed myself on it because the frets ended up being very, very off on that, despite them being smooth on the edges. I got to retie this one up here. It moved on me. There we go. been a hot summer this year. Out of Baytown, Texas, in the armpit of the Gulf of Mexico. All right, they're on there. Let's tune. Toony, 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 tune. This one's going in standard. E standard. I'm going to clip these. And not clip the string I just put on. Okay, let's see where we're at now. The action's still higher than Charlie Sheen. That didn't really help much. So let's look at the relief. I need my nerd goggles. We got plenty of room. We can come down on these saddles. So that's what we're going to do. Everything else looks pretty fine on this. Except also the radius of the strings. I don't think that was done properly. It looked like someone tried to mess with this maybe and then didn't realize they didn't know what they were doing and then stopped. Who knows? It's hard to tell with other people's guitars, and especially other people's guitars that I believe are secondhand. Lost my ruler, of course. Now, half the time spent on any good job is spent looking for the tool you just had in your hand 5 minutes ago. For real though, where is it at? Ah, here it is. All right, so with the desired strings on the guitar, on the bass side, five 64ths, which it came down to 64th, I think. And on the treble side, it's like 4.5 64ths. We're going to take that down. On this side, I'm going to put the bottom of that string right to 1/16. In this streaming endeavor, I'm not necessarily looking for sponsors. Rather, I think I want companies to seek my endorsement, not me seek their sponsorship. If I like a product, I'll carry it in my store. If I don't like a product, then I won't carry it. If I like a product, I'll say so, even if it's one I don't carry in the store. Like the Stumac ruler. I like the Stumac ruler. It's a good tool. These Bond Huss Allen wrench drivers, I do sell in the store, and I like those. They're great for the price. And then the sizes I sell are just for guitar sizes. All right, now the outside strings are at the desired height. And the measurements I take are from the 12th fret. Some people take measurements elsewhere. I like to do the 12th fret. Let me see what the radius of this thing is. Let's try a 12. That looks pretty flat. Sometimes I like to sight down it like this while I check. Oh yeah, that's definitely a 12. So we have a 12-inch radius on this neck. And also, I like to hold the guitar like this when I sight down it to use the under saddle radius gauge. I like to hold it in my lap. Hopefully I'm still on camera doing this. Set this in here like that. I match all the strings to the radius. Just lower them till they all plink. And also while I'm doing this, I try to keep them level, of course. Try to make them all look good. Two more to do. Lowering these down to a much more playable height. Oh yeah, we are in much more playable territory. Tune it up again. I think that's going to be all she wrote just about. I'm going to check the pickup height. I'm pretty sure it's fine. I don't really have any reason to suspect that the pickups are in a bad placement. I totally missed the tuning of this one. That's not an E. Whoops. One thing I am kind of curious, so what your favorite acronym for the strings are. I like the Eddie 8 Dynamite Goodbye Eddie. The other one of my employees likes is Eat a Dog, Get Big Ears. What's your favorite? I've heard a couple other ones. I just can't recall them to repeat them right now. All right, let me check the pickup height and wrap this up. Oh, I think we're good. That looks all right. I'll check with my little pickup height gauges. Oh yeah. I'm going to raise the front one. Kind of match the back. And then give a little sound test and play it. There we go. Cool. You're good. Let's rip this thing. Little.